We've got a really fascinating set of sources today, all centered on a hair care product that's been getting a lot of buzz, Zephta H-Regrow 2.0.
It's all over the place, and the claims are pretty high impact.
They really are. We're talking about thickening hair, reducing shedding, and stimulating new growth in, and this is the key part, just a few weeks.
So today, our mission is to do a deep dive into those claims.
Exactly. We're going to put the promotional materials, all the before and afters, the clinically proven language, up against what independent analysis is saying about it.
And of course, we have to start with our UTIS disclaimer. This is purely educational commentary. We're analyzing marketing, not giving out health guidance.
Absolutely. This is not medical advice.
Any concerns you have about hair loss should always, always be discussed with a qualified healthcare professional.
Okay, so with that said, let's get into it. The marketing playbook here feels very familiar.
It's a classic. You've got these really dramatic before and after photos. You have claims of being dermatologist recommended.
And the big one, that phrase, clinically proven. It's all designed to build a wall of credibility right out of the gate.
But that's where the first crack appears. There's a pretty significant evidence gap.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the product site mentions these rigorous clinical studies, these certifications, but you can't actually find them. None of the papers are linked or published anywhere for the medical community to, validate.
So it's the promise of proof without the actual proof.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
a huge red flag.
Wow. And it doesn't stop there, right?
Right.
The investigations went deeper into the promotional images themselves.
They did, and this is where it gets really interesting. There are concerns that some of the expert endorsements and even those testimonial photos might just be stock images.
So they could be reused from completely unrelated materials.
It's a real possibility,
Mhm.
which, immediately makes you question the authenticity of the whole campaign for this product.
Okay, so that lack of transparency makes you wonder what actual users are saying. When you look outside the company's website, what's the feedback?
It is decidedly mixed. On the one hand, you have some users reporting positive cosmetic effects.
Like what?
Things like the serum feeling nice on their scalp or their hair feeling softer, textural improvements.
But what about the core promise? The regrowth.
That's where the reports get much weaker. People said improvements were minimal or maybe just temporary, not the dramatic reversal the ads promise.
And in some cases, it was actually worse, wasn't it? We saw mentions of side effects.
Yeah, things like scalp irritation or even the hair becoming greasier, which could make it look clumped or less full, kind of the opposite of the intended effect.
Which brings us to sourcing. This is a big piece of the puzzle.
It really is. A search on wholesale platforms like Alibaba brings up very similar looking bottles.
You're kidding.
No, which suggests the possibility that this could be a pre-existing product that's just being resold or drop-shipped under premium branding.
That completely changes the context from a breakthrough formula to something else entirely.
Absolutely, and it connects directly to the scientific picture. Real hair regrowth, especially for pattern thinning, takes months, not weeks.
Right. You need a sustained effort over a long period.
Precisely. And you usually need ingredients backed by a lot of medical research, which, again, is a sharp contrast to the lack of linked evidence here.
So the takeaway from all of this is that the product seems to be functioning more like a cosmetic serum.
I think that's a fair summary based on the sources. It's heavily over-promoted as a treatment when it seems more focused on the feel and texture of existing hair.
So what does this all mean for you? It seems like while some people might see some mild cosmetic benefits, like a hydrated scalp or softer hair, the evidence we've reviewed just doesn't support it as a reversal for hair loss.
And that leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to consider. How might your trust, and just consumer behavior in general, change if hair care marketing focused entirely on what can actually be verified?
You mean like proven ingredients and realistic timelines?
Yes, exactly. Realistic 3 to 6 month timelines instead of these dramatic but ultimately unlinked clinical claims. What would that market look like?